This episode of the Folding Towels podcast is brought to you by Hygiene Australia. Did you know that oil retention in towels isn't just gross but can be a fire hazard? Hygiene Australia have worked with the health and wellness industry to develop cleaners and laundry products that are guaranteed to remove oil residues from your towels so that they feel and smell clean, last longer and reduce your risk of laundry fires. Listeners can get 15% off their next order when they visit hygieneaustralia.com.au and use the code 15OFF-FOLDING-TOWELS. Welcome back to another episode of the Folding Towels podcast with Jackie and David. Jackie, how are you?
Hello, David. I'm very good. Thank you for asking.
So good to be back in person again.
We are. We're sitting in the same room again.
And it's a special room. You've been doing some work.
I have. I had a spare room at the place that I work out of, and so I've put some acoustic foam on the walls. And a couple of lovely pot plants as well are around the place because I do love my greenery.
It's got some nice ambience in here.
It's lovely, actually, yeah. I love the space that I work from.
It feels like we've grown up.
Oh, we're adults now. We're adulting.
Do you know what, Jackie?
Tell me, David, what do I not know?
Christmas is coming.
Oh, yes. And it's actually like about 5 minutes away. So... brace yourselves, people.
And last week it was July, and now it's the beginning of November. We're recording this in November, by the way. And Christmas is coming.
It is. It is. At the current time of recording, we have Pageant Day happening this weekend here in Adelaide. For those of you who don't know, that don't live in South Australia, we have an annual event called the Christmas Pageant, which is full of Christmas-type floats that walk all around town and deliver Santa to our door. And that's happening tomorrow.
It is the biggest Christmas pageant in the Southern Hemisphere.
It's amazing.
So about 500,000 people come out to stand on the streets and watch.
Yeah. And I do believe, I actually checked because this year they had to move it because next weekend is Remembrance Day on the 11th of the 11th. So they had to move it from that Saturday to this Saturday closer to us. And so I had to check when it was because I wasn't sure. And I looked up on the website and saw that they actually show the pageant on, I think it's on Christmas Day across the whole country. Like, so you can actually go and watch it, which is really cool. Yeah. I love watching it on TV and putting my Christmas tree up. So Christmas trees will be arriving in houses everywhere tomorrow.
Back in one of my previous careers, and I worked in tourism and festivals and events, we had our staff Christmas party at Stardust Castle, which is where they keep all the floats for the Christmas pageant. Wow. We got to ride little clown bikes and things.
Oh, my gosh.
Throw fake buckets of water at each other. It's really funny to see. I worked in policy and strategic planning. It's really funny to see your general manager, who is such a droll, dry, humorless person, coming to life as a clown.
Oh, my God. That is amazing. Wow.
I liked that person.
Oh, the faces we put on for each other. Oh, my gosh.
Well, a bit of a segue into the topic. I've started watching a movie recently called A Walk in the Woods.
I think I've heard of that, David, but I'm not sure. Please do elaborate.
It's got Robert Redford in it, and he is playing the famous author Bill Bryson, who's written a lot of quite humorous travel guides from around the world for his adventures. And it starts off with him looking really bored in an interview, and things just not going particularly well.
Okay.
And he has this idea that he wants to walk the Appalachian Mountains from one end to the other. I think it's called the Muir Trail in eastern United States. And this trail is, I think it's 2,100 miles long.
That's a long distance.
Up and down
mountains and through snow and through dry and hot areas, and there's bears, and everyone is telling him that he's crazy because he must be in his 70s in this movie.
Wow.
And this is a special movie because walking at least a section of the Appalachian Mountains is a dream of mine. So the movie's been a bit of inspiration, and it's now forming part of my life planning for the years going forward. And I'm trying to think about and plan for how I'm actually going to put that into action and make it happen, which might not be for maybe another 10 years or so.
That's a huge trip. Like, even just going to Canada or the US from Australia, that's a whole day on the plane, pretty much.
Yeah. It's
like
30 hours of flying.
Yeah, that's a big trip. And then to walk, like...
I'm not going to do 2,100 miles. But just
David, if you're going, you're doing the whole thing.
And this comes back to one of my professional, heroes. And when I was working in national parks and wildlife, the founder of that movement was a man called John Muir, a Scot. He's from near Edinburgh. He went across to the US, and he is the father of the first national parks, which I think Yellowstone was the first in the world. And yeah, he fell in love with the scenery and the nature that the US has to offer. You guys, if you're listening in the United States, you're really spoiled for nature. And yeah, the Appalachian Mountains is one of his very sacred spaces.
That is so interesting. I feel like I know all of those names. Obviously, I know who Robert Redford is. But I do feel like I'm going to have to get onto Google later and look some of that stuff up because it's in the back of my brain. Yeah, that's really cool. And a pretty good plan, like long-term goal.
Yeah, so part of that plan is not being eaten by a bear. That is definitely part of the planning.
That's an awesome plan. I love that part.
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Arrive alive.
Yes, come back home to us.
Yeah, so that's launching us into our topic today, which is planning. And I'm not talking about business plans or strategic plans or whatnot. This is just, I guess, a bit of life planning because we're at the end of the year and you need to think about next year going forward. And this is just about lifestyle stuff and getting things ready so that you can have the year that you want to have.
The third quarter is always where we talk about next year, especially if you have a business coach or a mindset coach, anything like that. Coaches will always tell you, you've got to plan ahead.
Yeah. And the types of planning that I've been going through recently is just simple things like putting public holidays in my diary so people don't book me on those days.
Yeah. Or alternatively, if you work every public holiday, people book you on those days.
Correct. and I hope you're charging appropriately for working on a public holiday.
Yes, please do, guys. Please make sure your rates are good.
Yes. Putting things like school holidays in my diary, and this year I plan to take 7 weeks of annual leave. So making sure that space is in my diary right now to avoid surprises later on.
You're taking 7 weeks of annual leave.
It takes 7 weeks of annual leave.
7 weeks. Yeah. Is that a new thing for next year, or did you do that for this year as well?
I took 6 weeks this year.
Oh, my word.
Yep.
Okay. I need to up my game, folks.
Yeah.
I usually take 3 weeks.
I took 3 weeks over Christmas and then a week off for each of the school holidays.
Yeah.
And then there's incidental time off in between as well.
Yeah. Okay. I'm actually taking 4 weeks off next year, David.
Good on you.
Although I have to say, because we are one of those weeks, I'm actually taking a whole week off to go to the Massage and Myotherapy Association conference in May next year. It is over a weekend, but my husband and I are taking the kids and we're having a little holiday as well. So it's kind of not a full week off, but I'm counting it as a week because it's going to be fun.
And whilst the registrations, as at recording, the registrations haven't opened yet, we have both booked our aeroplane tickets and we booked our accommodation.
We have, yes. It's locked in.
Do these things early.
Yes. Yeah. I'm still shocked. I'm sitting here in actual shock going, you've got 7 weeks of annual leave. That's amazing. I love it. I'm jealous. I'm like, why am I not having 7 weeks of annual leave?
Accordingly, my salary is lower, but the lifestyle is better.
Yeah, definitely. Well, this is something that you need to think about at some point. You need to figure out how much annual leave am I going to have? Have I set up something where I can pay myself for that? Am I paying myself for sick days as well? And this is getting into a little bit more of the business side of it, but you do need to think about these things, and especially if you have children that you have to look after, or anybody that you have to look after, you have to factor in, public holidays, school holidays, and other really important school dates. Like, lots of schools do end of year musicals or
Yes.
Stedfords, sporting days. If you're attending those as a parent, you have to make sure you have the time off.
One of the whoopsies of this year is that I forgot to put my nephew's birthday in my diary. And so the invitation came out just yesterday. I went, I'm already fully booked for that day.
Oh, no.
I should have put that one in my diary. Reserve the space up front.
Yeah. If family events are a thing that you go to, it's often good to recycle your calendar from last year and carry them over into the next couple of years, so they're already locked into your calendar. And this is coming up. I have to make sure I'm not available this day.
Yeah. I've also been reviewing my expenditure as well, because I've downsized my practice since this time last year, and I'm looking at some of those expenses saying, what is actually still necessary? Do I need to have some of these things which are nice to have? And with that, looking at, am I still getting value for money for the services that I'm paying for?
That is really true, because some things just come out of your bank account. You don't think about them anymore. And then 2 years later, you probably don't need them as much as you used to, or you could cut back and save yourself a few dollars. And it's like paying for Netflix all the time. If you're not watching it, cancel the subscription for a while. It's the same with anything that you've subscribed to. If you're not using it, and I think personally you should be reviewing some of this at least once or twice a year.
Yeah, absolutely. And also starting to schedule some things that I'm notorious for leaving it until the last minute. So I'm getting into my diary right now. It's not for another 7 months, but things like servicing my fire extinguishers, servicing my massage table, getting my test and tag booked in. And I know my first aid is coming up for review, so I've booked that as well.
That is always a hilarious one. People often leave that one to the last minute, and mine's coming up too, David. I have to do mine before February. So I always book it around Christmas and then panic because, getting all that information back to the association and am I going to get the form in time? And yeah, it's quite hilarious. Definitely knowing when you've got all of those things coming up is very important, especially for first aid, because not everyone does the 12-month refresher. Some people only do the 3-year day one, whatever you call it. And so you forget about it in 3 years. That's a long time. So you can forget. So definitely pop that one in the calendar. Give yourself a few months ahead of a reminder so that you don't miss out, don't forget about it.
Mm-hmm. But whilst it's important to look at some of those businessy type of things, and I guess this is businessy related as well, but it's spending a bit of time to think and ruminate on who you want to be, who I want to be, where I want to go, how I might get there, and do a bit of dreaming. And for part of me, that is the Appalachian Mountains and Robert Redford and not being eaten by a bear. But therapeutically, and also within my family, who do I want to be? Where do I want to invest my time? What's the next step? If you don't start taking those steps, or you'll just be doing the same thing in 10 years' time.
That is such great advice, David. I love it. I think there is something to be said for having those days where you just go and lay out on the grass or sit in the hammock or wherever you might be and kind of watch the world go by and daydream and think, well, what do I want out of life? Because it's so easy to get caught up in the minutiae of I've got to cook dinner every day. I've got to wash my towels. I've got to look after the kids. I've got to, look after my clients and all these things that actually have to be done each day. And you forget, I actually really wanted to learn how to ski or walk the Appalachians or go and visit Scotland or whatever it might be.
It's our survival mindset, and surviving isn't thriving.
Yeah. You've got to have something to look forward to. You've got to have something to dream about that spurs you on, that you're saving for, that you're planning for. Otherwise, life can get very boring and dreary.
One of the things that my wife and I do is that before the holiday that we're on has finished, and we just do a couple of little driving holidays every year, go and stay in a cabin somewhere, get away from the rat race. But before that holiday is finished, we book the next one. Otherwise, you'll be saying, I really need to take a break. We've got an episode on that, by the way. When was the last time you took a break? You'll be saying, I really need to take a break. And you'll look at your diary and go, I can't take a break because there's so many things coming up and I can't find the time. Or you think, I really want to go somewhere, but you can't get in there because it's already booked out.
I'm feeling a touch called out right now. Sorry. Thank you for that, David.
You're not on your own.
Honestly, though, like 3 weeks of holidays a year, and 2 of them are at Christmas, 2 of them are Christmas, New Year, that is bad. That is honestly bad. In my defense, though, I do not work every weekend. So I'm not working 5 days every week. I do love a 3-day weekend, and I'm partial to a 4-day weekend, I have to admit.
They are pretty good.
They are good. So, yeah, I am getting some time off, but I'm going to rethink that. I'm actually going to, when I'm doing my planning later, I'm going to sit down and have a look at that and see where I can take some extra time off. Yeah.
We do have an episode coming up soon about budgeting, and this is a budgeting exercise for me of if I want to take 6 weeks or 7 weeks of leave in a year. I'm taking an extra week this year because of some family celebrations coming up. If I want to take 7 weeks off, well, I need to work the other 45 weeks of the year. How many treatments do I need to do over those 45 weeks? So how many treatments do I actually want to do in a week that I can physically do without burning out and breaking down? So then how much do I need to charge per treatment to be able to afford the lifestyle that I want to live? Because these things are important.
And your kids and my kids are about the same age, where they're in primary school still. And it's so important to have that time with them before they grow up and leave the nest and have their own families. It's really important to just not work all the time, but to actually go to the birthday parties or the family functions or, just actually, I know you take your kids bike riding. So, to do stuff together.
It was this time last year that I was getting really upset because I did work every Saturday and I was working 3 evenings a week. And at one point my son told me that I'm never around, which wasn't actually true, but he was just feeling that at the time. I was around a reasonable amount. He just wanted more, and that's fine.
Fair enough.
At 10 years old, you can want your dad more.
Absolutely.
But I didn't make it to a single basketball game of his last year, and that really hurt. That really, really hurt. And so I structured this year that I would only work 2 Saturdays a month. And so I then had to adjust my diary, adjust my fees, and okay, what can I afford to do? Where can I cut back so I can afford to still pay the mortgage, pay the rent, pay various operating expenses, still have lifestyle, but have quality time, because that time will disappear.
It does. About 5 minutes after you have kids, they are getting their driver's license. And I speak from experience.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that Cat Stevens song, The Cat's in the Cradle.
Oh, I'm sorry, David. I actually hate that song.
Oh, really?
I do. I'm sorry, but it just annoys me. I cannot tell you why, but it just annoys me. I don't know why I hate it.
It really hit home last year. I was listening to it, and like the father keeps saying to the son, I don't have time.
Yeah.
And the son saying to his father, I don't have time now.
Yeah. The message in it is amazing. Like, it's a great message. I totally agree with you there. I just do not like the song. I'm sorry, everybody. There's sometimes you just don't like songs, and that's how it goes.
But we've been doing some planning around this podcast as well, haven't we, Jackie?
We have. We are almost at the end of the 2023 year, and so we're planning for 2024 and deciding what we want to do and where we want to take this. And we've been organising quite a few guests as well.
We have, and some topics too, because this started out. It was an idea at the start of the year, or actually it was an idea at the end of last year. Oh, wait, we're going to do this thing. And then 3 months would go past. Jackie, we've got to do this thing again. And then another 3 months would go past. We've just got to get started.
Yeah. I think we just went, that's it. Let's just lock in like Saturday or whatever day it was, and let's just jump on Zoom and let's just record something. I think that's what we did.
Yeah, we've come a long way, because that first episode I was sitting in the wardrobe. And now we're sitting in like a studio space.
Professional studio. It's
Yay.
Awesome. Yeah.
We've grown up.
We have.
But yeah, we won't want to know where we want to take this as well. We put in several hours a week on bringing you this podcast, which is something we currently do for free, because it is fun and it's stimulating. But at some point we need to think about what that might look long term for us.
Yes. I mean, we can just do the podcast forever if we really want to, but both of us don't. We want to expand, and as
We've got dreams.
As Brain says, we're going to take over the world. So,
why not?
Yeah.
For those who may be a little bit too young, that's a Pinky and the Brain reference.
It's an old person's reference. Sorry.
Look it up on YouTube.
It's very fun. It is, I think, David, planning is something that people sometimes overlook. I know some people are really great at planning. I know you are. But it's something that's really important, because there's so much to plan and think about. But the biggest thing we actually have to do is we have to make the changes. We have to do the things. So we have to update the calendar. We have to review. We can plan and plan and plan, but we actually have to do the thing as well.
It's really important to spend time in reflection. Plans don't have to be long, and they don't have to be complicated. And we will do an episode on how to write your plan for yourself and your business. They don't need to be long. They don't need to be complicated, but just getting stuff out of your head is really important. But more importantly is that time spent in reflection. So I call myself a bit of a fake planner, whilst I've got a degree in planning, by the way. But I'll write plans and then I stick them on the shelf and I don't look at them.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll come back to them at the end of the year feeling like I've not done much, and look at the things that I may have set and gone, well, actually I did most of those things.
That is an excellent bit of information, actually, because, yeah, I know when you get caught up in all the day-to-day living, you can feel like you haven't achieved anything. And I know I've especially found this with following like tracking my financials or tracking my client numbers and things like that. I'll feel like I've not done enough, or I don't have enough clients, or I don't have enough money or income or whatever. But then I'll actually look at the numbers and go and review everything, and I'll be pleasantly surprised and go, you know what, I'm actually right on where I wanted to be. I knew I wanted to see, 20 clients a week, and I'm actually at 21 a week. Like, that's surprising. So yeah, having that stuff written down, getting it onto paper out of your head and then reviewing it later can be such a useful tool.
Yeah. I think we might wrap this one up, Jackie.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a year coming up.
A whole year of doing this.
This year's been a year.
It has been a year indeed. Yes.
If you are listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please leave us a rating and or a review. That would be marvelous. What would be even better is if you could tap a friend on the shoulder, a massage therapist friend on the shoulder, and say, hey, are you listening to Folding Towels? You need to listen to Folding Towels.
Yes, that would be super amazing. Having your referral would be wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. We have loved bringing you this episode.
We will see you in the next one.
See you next time, guys. Enjoy and get planning.
Bye.